Yo, what's up guys, it's Dex here, and before we get started with today's video, I just want to give a huge thank you for 10,000 views on my original campaign speedrun. I'm really happy to see that there's still quite a big interest in the game. If you're out there and you want to play the game for yourself, then I'll put the download links in the description. You can also check out our website, Jigmin's Village. If you just type that in the search bar, it should show up. It's pretty much just a forum where we host all our tournaments as well as other discussions. So if you just want to check our community out, go ahead. I'll also put the Discord in the description since I think the Discord is a lot more active than the forum. But yeah, other than that, hope you enjoyed the video. So in today's video, we're just going to be playing through all the campaign levels that most people should be familiar with if you've played the game. There's 5 different pages that we'll be going through, or campaigns should I say. There'll be the original campaign, the speed campaign, the space or lunar campaign, the timeline campaign I think it's called, and the legendary campaign. And there's also a 6th page here which is saved for campaign of the month submissions, so if you want to play these for yourself then go for it, but I won't be playing it in this video since they're not really iconic levels people are familiar with. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Alright, so we're going to be starting off with Newbie 2 by Jigmin himself. This is a very iconic level. It's probably the first level everyone in the game has played, and it's just pretty much a basic tutorial level. There's not really much to it, but I think if you're new to the game, I think it does the controls justice. The controls are very simple for this game. You just have the arrow keys to move and jump, and hold down to super jump, and yeah, I don't think it really tells you much more. Use space to use an item, stick to walls. I'm pretty sure everyone jumped over this, but there's also a guide here for mines that say they're bad. But I think after you hit one mine, you probably learn that they probably aren't good. But I think the main key from this level is meeting Fred the Giant Cactus, an absolute icon to the PR2 community, and I think we will be seeing him a lot more in future levels, so let's just keep that in mind. We're going to break these bricks and we're just going to hit the finish. Very simple level, not much to it, but an absolute icon. Alright, next we have the Mario Bros remix by Zerostar. Zerostar's got 2 other levels in this campaign, which is quite impressive, but I think it's very deserved. I think he's actually a really good creator, and I do love this art. Like, even the bush has got shading. Like, for 2008, this might be 2009, I'm not too sure, but for early game standards, this is a pretty good level, I can't lie. Just gonna be jumping through these Mario-esque staircases. I really do love the designs a lot. We've got the flag and the castle as well. I really love the idea of using vanish blocks as the pipe. It's very creative. And of course we got the lava as well. We don't be falling through that. I'm gonna be dodging all these mines. It's quite a tough level for the 2nd level of the game, but I don't think it's too hard for anyone to not finish. I do love the smiley face of items here. We got the teleport. Now we could teleport through here, that would actually be a pretty good shortcut, but I think the bottom path is a lot more interesting, so we'll just stay down here. We got a speed burst, so we can just whiz through all this section. And we saw the vanish blocks used for the pipes before, now we're seeing them used for Koopa Troopers, I think they're supposed to represent, so I really do like that idea a lot. Got more staircases. I think we're gonna just go the normal way. You can go underneath here, and I think it would be a shortcut if you use the push blocks to your advantage, but we're just gonna go around, go down this pipe, and hit the finish. Yeah, another lovely level. I do like this one a lot. Alright, next is probably what I consider one of my favorites of the campaign. I'm not too sure what to think of this level, to be honest. I just think it's really spectacular. I think it's probably one of the best, like, drawn levels. I just like the concept of it. It's very... I feel like it's underappreciated. I feel like a lot of people think of, like, Candyland and Zerostar when they think of the campaign. But I think Soul Temple just feels different. It's just got, like, a nice vibe to it. I think it's a very short level, don't get me wrong, but this is probably one of my favorite levels. I think the art is really cool, and what I've noticed is that, like, the creator made this level the same day he'd, like, logged in, and then he just kind of disappeared. So I think I think Jules is like one of the oldest accounts like with the last active. He's like his last activity was in August 2008. He made this level on the same day, and he hasn't been online since. So it's quite a mysterious level, I can't lie, but I do really love it a lot. Yeah, if we look at Jules here, like last active 15th of August 2008, and if we see the date of when this was last updated, it was the same day. So it's just really does make you wonder how old this level is and what what Jules' purpose was in this game. He just made one level and decided, yeah, that's enough of me for this game. I think he could have been a really good creator if he continued making levels, or maybe it was just an alt account. Who knows? Razorblade by Zero Star. Now, the first thing you see when you see this level is the absolute amazing map art of the pirate ship. It's absolutely delightful. Let's try and make our way inside and see what the pirate ship holds. Now, there is a lot of glitches in this level. I've heard that you can skip quite a bit of the level just by doing a glitch here, but we're gonna make our way around the pirate ship. We want to see the level in its full detail. Now, you can break these bricks and the move blocks can be a bit crazy. And they can even block the path for quite a while, but it's nothing too bad. Also, I don't know if people know this, but you can like swing through blocks, through like one layer of blocks and destroy mines. I remember a lot of people just used to run into them. Or I guess you could just remove the vanish block and destroy the mine like that, but I think this is a good level to realize that you can swing through one layer of blocks. Also, let's make our way through these move blocks before they disrupt our path. I've been stuck there for quite a while sometimes, and when three other players have swords, including yourself, it can be a bit of a mosh pit when it comes to killing everyone. But let's just make our way outside the pirate ship and up the sails and towards the finish block. Even though there's quite a lot going on with the map art, the level itself is pretty simple. But I do like the idea of the skull and the mines. You don't really see it, but it actually is like a really cool idea. And there are other parts of the level like this that you don't really get to play. But I think overall this level is it's really creative. I think it does a lot of different things at once, and for its time, it's a really cool idea. Alright, now we got It's New York by Steve DX20, or Stevid X20. I actually have no idea how to pronounce his name, but we'll just call him Steve for now. And it's a pretty another cool map art level, like, got the lovely New York skyline, and I really like the use of the stamps, of the city stamps. It's massive, so it just feel like you're just lost in the city right now. It definitely has that good feel. And the trees on top as well. Now, I think this is a very good propeller hat level. You can just clearly glide through and go on top of each skyscraper instead of going down here, but we'll just stick with the XP hat for now, because I think the XP hat is kind of my favorite hat. Does make you look a lot cooler, I will say. I think the XP hat is actually a lot of other people's favorites as well. And the stat doesn't really do anything special. It just kind of increases your XP when finishing levels. So I know other hats can sometimes break levels, but I don't think the XP does, and that's kind of why I like it a lot. I think we don't want to break these levels, but they're very simple, so not much happening with the original campaign at the moment. But oh yeah, I did forget to say, we did see Fred again here, so I'm glad to see that we are still seeing him around. Now we have Blacklight by the Grizz. I think this is this is the least played level in the campaign. I'm not too sure why, to be honest. Also, like, the game doesn't tell you, but I'm pretty sure if you hit this block, then it breaks the level. Like, if you hit the rotate again, so I think they should have probably blocked that off, just so some people didn't get stuck. But yeah, I think this level's still decent. I wouldn't say it's forgettable. I think everyone knows Blacklight. It does have like quite an iconic design, but I think it's Me, I don't know if it's too short or if it's just not much going on. The art is cool, don't get me wrong, but I think it's just kind of a bit linear. It's probably the right word to use. There's not really much going on. You just kind of like race to the end and then that's about it. But I think for the original campaign, I think the level does like, you know, it does what it should be doing. It's definitely deserved of a campaign level at the time. All right, now we have an absolute iconic level, Candyland by Albatross. I think when people think of the original campaign, this is probably the level that they recognize the most. The Licorice Caves, and we're going to be seeing a lot more candy-based art as well. This level is really fun. I think I do like the block design, this checkered block design of this section. And I think for the time, it is actually quite a difficult level. Don't get me wrong, I think nowadays people can just whiz through this, but like back in the day, like there's definitely some interesting gameplay mechanics to make it a bit tough. Also, we do have the Fassi here eating the Waffle Mountain. We do love to see him. Yeah, I can imagine this section being a little bit difficult if you're new to the game. And we've got the gingerbread, we've got the pimpin' gingerbread with his lovely wife. Let's just assume that's his wife and nothing else. Let's go all the way up here. We can swing through the brick with a sword. There's a little shortcut down that way to make you skip the bottom path. And you can also swing your sword here as well to completely skip going around the house. But we'll just fall through the gumdrop falls and make our way over these ice blocks. I don't really know what the candy's supposed to represent. I can't. It's like a mint. Is it peppermint? Yeah, I think that's right. But we've got the sprinkles and the lollipops as well, and we have this. I really like the use of the layer. It's kind of cool. Has like a nice background to it with the Candyland text. But yeah, that's pretty much Candyland. It's a really cool level. I think it's one of my more favourite levels of the campaign. There's a lot more going on to it. Next, we have Zero Star by Zero Star, and I think this level does a really good job having some sort of gameplay theme, which would be the rotate blocks and the teleports. I think it's a very iconic level. I think this is another one that people seem to be familiar with. I think it's just kind of a lot going on, to be honest. But I don't think it's too complicated. I'm going to make my way down here. Can I do the head glitch? Oh my god. I think we'll just go the long way for now. I do like this fake mine as well. I'm not too sure if people actually realize this, but there is a little fake mine there, which is a bit deceiving for new players, but once you realize they can make the level a lot easier. I like the idea that he's like put mines here to break the crumble blocks, but at the risk of losing your own hat, so there's some kind of risk reward factor there. But considering I'm playing alone, I don't really have I don't have any other races threatening to steal my hats, so I think if we do run across it again, I think there is another section like that, we will just run into the mine. This gameplay is pretty fun though, I can't lie. Just a lot going on, and a lot of mines to avoid, which is good. More move blocks. I feel like in the early days, move blocks were a lot more common than they are now. I feel like people don't really like them, they're a bit unpredictable. But I think in these older levels, I still think they're used pretty well. I don't think they're abused or in any way. You can, maybe apart from like Razorblade, I feel like it can be quite annoying to get through the section in Razorblade. But I think Zero Star actually manages to use the move blocks pretty well here. I'm just gonna be teleporting through this section, and we make our way to the bottom floor. Skip the move blocks. Luckily we didn't get stuck that time. And if I like head glitch through here, I can actually skip a bit of the ice. Yeah, like that. Now, before we finish, there is another little secret, like the mine. This is also fake, but I think a lot of people tend to hit the rotate block and keep spinning, but we'll just take the shortcut for now and finish off the level. Alright, last but not least, we have the infamous Hat Factory. We got the slug telling us that the Hat Factory is about to close, so let's get to it. I absolutely love the slug. I'm like... he's like my favorite character in all the campaign levels. He's just so iconic. Now, I will say... It does say this level is really hard. I will say for a first player, it is pretty hard. But not in a way that the gameplay is difficult. I just think this level is kind of confusing, I can't lie. If you played this for the first time, you'd be wondering where the hell you're going. Or if you're even going the right way. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I played this level, so I'm not too surprised about hitting the mines. Okay, there we go. We still managed to keep our hat, luckily. Alright, let's get an item. A shock. Or a lightning. I don't really need... I don't really need it considering there's not any other races, but we'll just use it regardless. Alright, let's make our way up here. I think the toughest thing about this level is the use of like up and down blocks on walls. I think sometimes that can, like here, I feel like for newer players this can be quite difficult, but... Ooh, just barely didn't make it there. What I think we're gonna do is just gonna super jump on top instead. There we go. There's a lot of like little holes that you can fall through as well. I don't know, the gameplay is like kind of interesting. It doesn't really like tell you where to go, you just kind of assume that you're going the right way. And the blocks are kind of everywhere. It's kind of it's kind of as if Jigman just got the mouse and just dragged the blocks without much thought. Anyway, let's make our way up the up arrows and make our way through here. I do like the use of pretty much all the blocks in the game. So we've gone from ice blocks to the silver blocks, now we've got waffle blocks. I think if this level was was a bit newer, there'd be like arrows, or there should be arrows like telling you where to go. I think this is just a bit confusing for new players, but you can definitely make your way eventually. Anyways, we're just making our way through these blocks, making sure we don't fall for any small holes, as it is quite a long drop if you if you do manage to. Alright, so we'll just make our way through here, swim all the way down here. It's quite a long swimming section. I don't think the mines are too hard to avoid, apart from here, it can be quite difficult. And it's going to be falling through. Oh yeah, this is where the move blocks come in for fruition. Making sure we don't get stuck. I think this is a good use of the move blocks, because it's like, no, it's not really predictable unless you're here at like a specific time. Alright, let's make our way through. Gonna hit these rotate blocks. And let's make our way up the staircase and see if we can break that crumble block that we saw before. And it's just a big long fall to the bottom. Ooh, we just barely didn't make that, but that's fine. We're nearing the end now, so we'll just super jump. And go up here. Hit the rotate again, and we're nearly the end, nearing the end right now. Alright, I think we're at the entrance of the Hat Factory now. And we see the Slug again. Hello. Oh my god, he's so cute. So it says, welcome to the Hat Factory. It's weird, because the gameplay is just all over the place, but when you... I can't lie, Jigman's actually pretty good at art. Like, these pipes are actually really cool. I like the design of them a lot. And the slugs as well, of course. So we're going to make our way to the hat dispenser and get ourselves a propeller hat, apart from we already had one from about 10 years ago, so luckily we don't need another one. But yeah, Hat Factory. I really do like this level. I think it's a bit of a mess, but it's a mess in its own way. I do like it. Moving on to the speed campaign, we've got Newbie Train by Jessica Rux. Now, I think the art has immediately taken an improvement compared to the original campaign. I really love this text a lot. And look at the shading on that too. That is so glorious. Anyways, let's get going. So we're zooming through, jumping, and we're jumping again. And we're getting told to super jump. Another very well-made tutorial. I think this has a lot more going on compared to Newbie Land 2. I think it introduces a lot more items to the game, such as the push blocks, the move blocks, the crumble blocks, and even swimming. I don't even think swimming was introduced in Newbie Land 2. But there's a lot going on, and it's actually quite a short level considering how much it introduces. But I think it has really good pacing. I think it introduces all the new items, all the new blocks to the game really well. And still has the iconic... What would you even call this? The long stick of up blocks. I'm not too sure, but it's a very iconic building there is in Newbie Land too, which is kind of funny. But anyways, let's go up to the top of these vanish blocks. I think I used to struggle quite a bit with the vanish blocks, especially when there was other players. But when you're playing by yourself, it's not too difficult. Also, we do get to see Fred again, and this time he's got an Easter egg, probably for an Easter campaign. But I guess it never got updated since. Now we have Urban Race by MF Eclipse. Now, I'm not too sure if you guys know about the MF gang, MF Eclipse, MF's Finest, and MF Dom. All three creators. I don't know whether they're the same people, but all three of those creators were an absolute staple to the community. They all made amazing levels. And Urban Races, I would say, is another one of these amazing levels. I do like the idea of just going through the city, and it does like have like a lot of references to other levels as well, which is really nice. But we're gonna be dashing down in the sewers, and we got another one there promoting Justin Bob's levels. I'm sure we'll play just one of Justin Bob's levels very soon. And yeah, we're here. I really like this dude in the racing suit with the crown. The art's really cool in this level. I like this a lot. And I think it was promoting some other people's levels as well. I think I saw... let me just go back. Yeah, China by Overbeing with the blimp. Next, we have Mario Bros. Speed by Zerostar. This is pretty much the exact same level as the original campaign, except the item is just the speed boost. It's always the speed boost. So I don't really know if there's much else to talk about with this level other than the fact that it's just speed boost, but I guess we can quickly make our way towards the end. And I guess I could show you some of the shortcuts that I didn't show off in the previous version. Alright, so we're gonna make our way on top, and we're just gonna use a speed boost. And we're just gonna completely skip everything that's on the bottom, including the Koopas identified by the vanish blocks and the mine. And we're gonna take a little shortcut here. So we're gonna push this block down, and we're gonna use an item, make our way to the finish block. Now we have MF's Fantasy Race by MF's Finest. I think the first thing we're going to do is get these stat blocks. There's a lot at the beginning, and I feel like you'd be missing out a lot if you didn't get them. I really love this, like, stone floor. I don't really know how to describe it, but it just looks really pretty. And I think the background looks really nice as well with the gradients. So we're just going to make our way up these pillars. I really like the pillar design as well is absolutely amazing. Like in reality, it actually is not too hard to make, but I think the use of just the colors is really nice. So anyways, let's make our way down here, take a plunge, and swim back up. Let's see if we can find another speed item. Oh, we got a sword this time. So we'll just swing this for some momentum. Go through the trees. It's a really pretty house, and some really good food as well. I'll be taking the stats off that food. Very nice. And we got a gun as well. We can also give ourselves momentum with the gun if we shoot it backwards. So let's crumble. Use the crumble blocks to go all the way down here and make our way to the finish. Now this is a new feature that I've just forgot to say. That in the top right, it tells us our stats. So our stats are completely maxed out for speed and acceleration, but we still got 81 jump. That wasn't in the original. I think that was a pretty recent update, but I do like it a lot. I think it's a very useful update. I've got a really pretty tree here as well, and it tells us to rate 5 stars, which I should really be doing, to be honest. Oh, not 4. I should really be rating all these levels 5 stars, but I've probably already done so in the past, so it's not absolutely necessary. Also, the sun there, the sun reflection is absolutely lovely. Next, we have Blacklight 2 by A7X3. This is very similar to the original Blacklight, but I think it does it definitely does what was missing in the previous Blacklight. First of all, it actually does add a block here so you don't hit it again, which is a very smart idea. I think the block design is a lot more better now. It's like a lot more variety to it. And I think the concept is just a lot more interesting as well. I think with the previous Blacklight, you could skip a lot of the like the level. There wasn't really much to it. Like you could just like jetpack through the entire thing and skip it, and there wasn't really much to look at. But I think this version, there's a lot more gameplay to it, and I think it just makes the level a lot more interesting. Unfortunately, I will say that this level probably is just as forgettable as the Blacklight. Not forgettable, but yeah, I don't think it's played as much as other levels in the campaign, but I think it does it justice. The only thing I don't really like is like the hidden finish block. It seems a bit weird to me that they'd hide it. As well, I think another thing was with the arrow blocks as well. The arrow blocks were hidden for like these green bits. I don't really see why, but I guess it's something that makes the level a bit more special. Next, we have Speed Meadow by Neo Monster. Now, I think this is Neo Monster's only level, which made it into a campaign, which is pretty cool. It's kind of similar to Urban Race in the fact that it just has lots of arrows and speed. The only difference is I feel like Speed Meadow is a bit harder, I would say. I think Urban Race is quite linear. You don't really need to think too hard to make it to the finish, whereas this one you have to do a bit of jumping, make sure you don't fall. I like the lines. I think the lines help add a bit of motion, and I think I like the fact that the art is like very simple. Like there's not really too much happening, but I mean the fact that there's like a brown background here just complements the fact that it's like indoors, and even the lines aren't really too much, like they don't really give too much detail on the level, but it still adds a bit of motion, which I feel like is the main attraction of the level anyway. So we're just gonna keep speeding through. Gonna be breaking these bricks. I'm gonna make our way to the finish. Maybe not, we're gonna fall first. I think this level does give the theming of the campaign pretty well. Even though it's quite simple, it's I mean, it is the speed campaign after all, so it does kind of complement the campaign really well, to be honest. Next, we have Storm by Poozy. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Poozy, then the way I would describe him is probably one of the best artists in the game. I think his levels are on another level. I mean, you can just tell by whatever like this rock is. The shading is absolutely gorgeous. And it only gets better the more we go through it. So let's make our way through. And just absolutely admire. Like, look at this. Like, what even is this? I'm not too sure. It looks like a bit of folded bacon over a metal, but maybe it's something a bit more horrific than I make it out to be. So you can see that even the art is like damaging through the level, which is absolutely like so unique. So I'm gobsmacked. I can't even think of words. It's just breathtaking. Just looking at how much this art is affecting the gameplay. Like, look at these. I don't even know what this. I'm assuming this is from the turret. Like, look at like even the art of the turret. The bullets like can affect the players. It's so cool. And the turret itself is really well drawn. I'm sure there's a story to this that I can't quite make out yet. But just being gobsmacked by the art is already doing enough justice for me, to be honest. So let's make our way down. I remember this part is pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. When you've got players, like whoever the first is to make this and it starts spamming. Imagine it being the second player and just falling through. You have to deal with the bullets. It's such a cool concept. Unfortunately, I think I might... Oh no. It doesn't really clear the minds that well, I will admit, but it is quite a really fun concept when you're playing with other people. So we're just going to be dodging more lightning bolts. Making our way to the top. And making sure we dodge more of these bullets. Again, just admiring the beauty of the shading. And these really cool weapons. Dodging these lightning bolts and making our way to the finish. Next, we have Lightspeed 2 by Maple Leaf. This is a very fun level to play with other people. I think I remember playing in this level a lot. I think, especially when this campaign was available, this was definitely the level that people wanted to play a lot. I think it's mainly because it's like a level where you get the hats towards the end. So if you were wearing the XP hat and you wanted to race other people wearing the XP hat, definitely had a lot more on the line. So we're going to shoot these to release the hats. Well, especially my hat. I want my hat back. Gonna make our way up through here. Definitely some difficult gameplay, but it's a really fun level. There's, a lot going on. And look at these special effects as well. I think this is the first campaign level we've played where it has some like cool special effects. There's probably some before this that existed, but I think the concept is just really interesting. We're gonna make our way through here as well. Hit the rotate block. Look at all these like these little glitters. And we still have move blocks, which is really cool. Because I feel like the later on you see in these levels, the less you'll see of move blocks, but we still see them around, which is good. Gonna make our way up here. I think this bit is lacking a little bit of art, to be honest, but we still see a little bit of like lava here. And we've got some cool colours. We're gonna make our way down. Unfortunately, if you were racing, this would probably be the worst part because push blocks are very slow, but... And it'd only be the first person who'd reach the push block to be doing all the work. But anyways, we're gonna be going on these vanish blocks and hit the rotate. I think those vanish blocks would have been quite difficult for people in the past, but we're just breezing through them now and making our way to the finish. Really fun level. Lastly, for this campaign, we have Volcanic Inferno by Pounce. I really love the cartoony art style of this level. I think it's definitely inspiring. It like, you can just tell by like the thick brushes and just how like toony everything looks. Even like a bit of like a dark outline with some of the rocks as well. It just, I don't know, it makes it look a lot more fun. Some difficult gameplay, but nothing that we can't do. We're just gonna take our time and try not to go down. We do not want to lose too much time. If you had a top hat, the top hat would go through vanish blocks and would absolutely speed through this section, as well as I think a few other sections. We've got the big red arrow telling us to go this way. I feel like these types of arrows would have been really needed in Hat Factory, but luckily we have them here. And they are proven to be very useful. So let's try not to fall and hit a mine. And make our way up here and dodge all these mines as well. Some really, again, with this art is just really cool. I do love this style a lot. I'm gonna make our way down. Oh, unfortunately we do hit the mines, but it's alright. We'll just keep pushing on. Now remember, this part was probably the hardest for newer players. I think, especially when the time was like kind of closing in. A lot of new players start to panic and wonder where to go, but luckily I've played this level enough times, so it's not too bad. Also, I just noticed now that this, like, was this supposed to be a rock? I've noticed it's actually in the shape of a cheetah. I don't think I've ever noticed that until now, which is really cool. Because when we see rocks like this, which complement the level, but I actually did not know that this was in the shape of a cheetah. So that's that's really like a good Easter egg that I didn't realize until now. We have First Frontier by Twylan. Now, I was talking about Volcanic Inferno using really thick brushes to have a cartoony effect. This is on like the opposite side. This is using like really thin brush for this shading. I actually really love this art style. I think Twylan's done an amazing job with this sketchy look of the level. So let's get to it. It's a very short level. But I just like the look of how the blocks are used and how the art's integrated with the level. Look at this mountain, look at these colors. I just really love this level. And like the use of the net as well. Like this is absolutely amazing theming. Now we're gonna go up into the rocket. And we see Fred again. Hello Fred, how you doing? Let's keep pushing. We'll just use our speed burst to get through this section a little bit quicker since it's quite time consuming to crawl. And we got Happy and Sublux. Now onward to space. Really short level, but I think it does go to show that sometimes you don't need to build a lot to have a really spectacular level. Next, we have Malfunction by PTK94. I love this level. This might be one of my favorite campaign levels just because of how silly it is. Like look at these monsters. So goofy. Absolutely love it. And this is, I feel like this should belong in the speed campaign as well. It does definitely have a lot of zooming through level. Yeah, pretty much zooming through type gameplay. And we've got loads of happy blocks as well. I think this is another level which is actually really short. We've got the poor alien stuck in here, bless him. The stars are really cool, but yeah, this is just another case of a really short level. Like, you could probably get this level done in like 30 or less seconds. But, I mean, again, like, you don't really need to build long levels to have fun. Like, I'm really content with this level. It's really, I do like it a lot. I think the characters are really fun as well. Next, we have Lunar Temple V3 by Overbeing. Now, this is a very good successor to the original Soul Temple, and it definitely captures a lot of what was missing in the original Soul Temple. I think the original was also quite short, quite similar to the first 2 levels of this campaign, but I think Overbeing's done this level really good justice. It's definitely a lot longer, and I think it's a lot it's definitely a lot better for multiplayer as well, with the use of like swords and guns. Also, look at this shading. That is absolutely gorgeous. Like the mix of the blue and the red as well. That is fantastic artwork. Oh, let's keep pushing through the cave. Some good gameplay as well. Nothing too complicated, so it's definitely good for a 3rd level of the campaign. Let's just keep shooting our way through the crumble blocks. They don't seem to be wanting to get destroyed. But look at this as well. That's spectacular. I always commend artwork in levels since they do take quite a while. And of course, people should definitely be recognized by the talent they have. Overbeing is definitely one of those people, one of the most talented creators in the game. And this level is definitely no exception. Anyways, let's make our way through here and try and avoid the mines, unfortunately. Not doing a very good job, but we'll keep pushing through. Yeah, we are definitely not doing a good job, but it's not too bad. We're making our way to the finish. This one is very reminiscent of the end of Soul Temple as well, going at the bottom and then climbing at the top. I really do think this level's done Soul Temple justice. And also, look at that. Look at the globe. They've even like drawn the Caribbean in. Oh my goodness, so much detail in that map. Beautiful. Evacuation by Subteep. Now, I think if there's one thing to take away from this map, is the fact there's no map. There's absolutely nothing the player can go off to know where they are in this level. And I think this might be the first and only campaign level to do so. So I think how they've done that is by just placing a block incredibly far away from the rest of the map to the point where you can't even see it. But other than that, I think this level is pretty interesting. Like, not even outside the map, like the gameplay is very unique. A lot of, especially this as well, like you can just walk through there. I'm not too sure if you can like if you had like less stats than I do, if it'd be even possible, but I'd assume so. For a 4th level, this is quite tough, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of like weird gameplay that you'd need to know. Especially when stuff like that happens, like it doesn't really explain things, it just kind of like it's kind of like the trust me bro mindset, which is pretty funny. But we're gonna get the keys and we're gonna teleport and we're gonna super jump here. Oh yeah, we're gonna teleport down here. I've actually forgotten how to play this level a little bit, but it's all coming back to me, don't worry. And also stuff like this as well, like I mean, I'm gonna be real, to this day I don't even know how it works. It's definitely a unique level, but the concept is really good. So we're gonna go up to here and then we're gonna go through here and we're gonna follow these pipes and then we're gonna teleport through here, I think. Oh yeah, there we go. And then we get the teleport. Let's try and push this block into the gap and then somehow phase through it. What on earth is happening? I could not tell you. I feel like this is like with the nets I'm more familiar with. But again, I still don't really know how it works. So like apparently what you need to do is you need to activate by standing on this block, and because you stand on that, you can somehow go through the nets now. No clue. But anyways, let's try and make our way through the level still. Let's try and jump over these spikes and have a big fall. So we want to follow the orange. We want to make sure we're not hitting any vanish blocks and losing time. This gameplay is pretty fun. I do like it, and it's not too harsh as well. Like even if you do miss, like you still got vanish blocks to move yourself. So the game is, this level is very forgiving. I will give it that. But I can imagine a lot of people getting stuck on this level, especially if they're not familiar with how everything works. And we are approaching the escape pod. Lots of cool art as well. I think the art is actually a bit underrated in this level. It actually does complement the gameplay really well. It's not too distracting, which is good, but yeah, just another amazing level. Let's keep it up. Next, we have 3301 by MF Dom, and this is another level which has a really interesting story. I'll try and follow through it, but I don't want to spend too much time on this level. So it looks like we're lost somewhere in space and we've just somehow escaped something and we're trying to make our way out. So let's try and push this bridge and make our way down here. Need to get a jetpack. So let's see if we can find a jetpack. I also like the art as well. So it looks like this pathway is broken. So we're going to be going up through the vents or climbing these wires. Very cool. And we've got our jetpack. So let's just use it here for now. Oof. Looks like we've got some killed officers. And the prisoners have escaped. So let's see what we're up to. Prison riot causes dangerous life form to be let loose. I wonder what that life form could be. Let's find out. The pink slime covers the floor. Looks volatile. These slimes are indeed hurting me, and they do look very cool indeed. So let's make our way through. Need to get to the comm station and get some help. Let's see if we can find the comm station. Is it up here? I think both ways actually work, to be honest. Go this way. We'll climb through here. This is really fun gameplay. I really like this so far. Oh, ID tag 3301. So that's where the name comes in. Also, for people who like don't really know this level, you could literally just have one person wait here the entire time, and as soon as that push block goes, all they'd need to do is just get the jetpack and then come back here. So, there have been people that have done that, which is kind of funny. So it looks like from what I'm reading that I am a prisoner and I have killed the warden, and because I killed the warden, they won't let me escape. So oh my goodness, look at this art. That is absolutely gorgeous. I am going to escape, even without their permission. I'm a freed man now. Beautiful level. Absolutely love that. Alright, Spaceflight by Makey98. Very reminiscent level of the Golden Compass. However, I think this level does the theme a lot better. First of all, the levels are a lot easier, which is good. Especially for a campaign level. And the art is really fun. So I could probably do this a lot faster, but I'm just taking in the art right now. Now we're moving on to stage 2. Got more arrows that we're trying to avoid. It's a really cool concept with the low gravity. And the spaceships as well, of course. And I'm going to be entering the spaceship now. So this is what I like that's done a bit different to the Golden Compass. There's actually like a little bit of a... There's just more gameplay than just the standard avoiding everything. And of course we want to go a bit slow in this section to avoid all the nets. Let's go up here. Get the jetpack. And now we're going to make our way back down here. And avoid the nets again, going super slow. And then we're going to make our way down again. And use the jetpack. And go weaving left and right. Now we're just going to use it. Oh wait, never mind. I got confused with the second version of Spaceflight, which I think you have to go all the way to the left. But this one just finishes right here. Really cool art of the Earth as well. Like, I love the colours of everything. It's just a really spectacular level. Moving on to Solar Flare by Delph. Now, I think if I had to say which level might be played the least in this campaign, I feel like it would be this one, but I'm not too sure on that. I don't think this level has it doesn't seem to be that memorable for me, but I do love the gameplay of it so far. So it's telling us to grab the rope. I'm going to be swinging across. And we have a bit more of some Vanish Block gameplay that we're just going to wheeze through. Definitely reminds me a lot of Volcanic Inferno. I don't know how I managed to fall and not hit anything. That was kind of impressive, honestly. Alright, anyways. Let's make our way down. Let's go through here. I'm not too sure what this is supposed to be, but it kind of looks cool. It kind of looks like the nerves of the body. There's so many like lines go crazy. So anyway, let's keep moving forward. I will say this gameplay is a bit sporadic. There's a lot of blocks. And they do kind of just spread into it just keeps separating apart, which is kind of cool. Let's keep moving. So we're going down here. Hey, this is cool. Oh, I really like this. Let's have a look at this little dude. Wow, that is really cool. I do like that monster a lot. Going down the staircase and then going up, climbing, and we're making our way to the finish. Now, I will say this level is very interesting. I think the gameplay is a little bit too all over the place for my liking, but I still think it has some good aspects. I do like the rope climbing. I do like the monster as well, like the rock monster. And the little creature at the beginning as well is really cute. We have Aerox by Super Free. Or XX Super Free XX. I think that's his name anyway. So this kind of has a similar vibe to 3301. But I do think this level is quite a bit harder. And the timer as well is also quite close. So we're just gonna make sure we make our way to the finish before time runs out and make our way down here. I like the use of the pink and purpley splodges. I don't really know what they're for, but they do look really cool. I like them a lot. Also, the stars in the background as well are very cool. And the use of, like, what would you even call it? Like the metal mesh on the sides. It's really intricate details. The time's running out. Like, these bits here, like, they look so cool. We're gonna get a jetpack. I'm just gonna make our way through this section. Nice. Now let's fall down and keep pushing on. We got more sections to use the jetpack for. And then we're gonna make our way back down. And try not to hit any nets. And we have landed in a snowy tundra. And hit the finish line. Very cool level. It definitely does, like, increase the difficulty a little bit, so it's definitely good for being the 8th level. And the timer is, like, quite close as well. Like, there's definitely some pressure added for that. Finally, for the space campaign, we have Redemption by Cool Dude 90. Now, this is a pretty tricky level. I think this is where levels kind of start to get a little bit on the close side. I think Volcanic Inferno is still quite difficult, but I think there's a bit of a gap between the difficulty of that level and Redemption. So let's just make our way through and try and complete Redemption. I really like the gameplay of Redemption. Like, if you end up falling down, instead of, like, being nets, it's actually more gameplay, which slows you down a lot, which is a good idea, I think. There's definitely, like, some incentive to, like, not fall. So we're just gonna try and avoid these mines. We're gonna... Wait, can I make that? Yeah, I can. I was worried that my jump wouldn't be big enough, but it should be fine. Anyways, let's slow ourselves down a little bit here. Make our way through these vanish blocks. And down here as well. Definitely some good art as well. And I think this is, like, the same case as Evacuation, where the art isn't, like, too detailed. It's not separating the gameplay. I think the main attraction for this level is definitely the gameplay. So the art is doing a really good job at complementing it. I think this section is probably where most people got stuck on. So you just end up, like, trying to super jump and then release it. It's definitely quite tricky. Definitely probably one of the hardest sections of this level. And I don't think it's the last time we'll see it either. Anyways, let's keep pushing through. Let's make our way up here. Try and not hit any mines. They are in very cheeky places. We're gonna make our way over these. This is a very difficult section, but we're doing a pretty good job of not hitting anything. Let's go in through these and... oh. See if we can do that again. There we go. A very difficult jump, I can't lie. I'm not too surprised that I'm hitting any of these. However, I do want my hat, so we'll just casually get that. Right. I'll just make that jump. Can I make that? Let's see if I can make that. Okay, nice. Just go between these mines and fall down here to... oh wait, yeah, do a big jump here. Yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, this is another another pretty much unavoidable part. Definitely can avoid it, but for people like me and other noobs out there. Definitely not the easiest thing to do. Alright, now we have another super jump section, which we just barely got past. And now we're at the end with the Jigmin.com logo and Fred hidden in the distance as well. I see you, Fred. And there we go. We win the moon hat. I love this level a lot. I think it's a very good 9th place level. Well, yeah, like the 9th level of the campaign. Not too difficult for once you've played it a few times, but definitely a fun one to race on. Starting off the timeline campaign, we have Chromium by XX Super Free XX. Now, we already saw Super Free with Aerox. He has already proved himself to be a very talented creator. Wrong way. Now, we have a tutorial level from him, which is very lovely. I will say that I do really appreciate people who actually write the text instead of using the text tool. As much as I do like the text tool, I always think handwriting does look a lot better. So I'm kind of glad when creators do that. So let's see what item we get. We get a super jump. I don't really have a reason to use it, but we'll just keep making our way through. It's a really cool cave. And we have move blocks again. I'm so happy to see move blocks, I'm not gonna lie. I think, as I said before, I feel like a lot of people do stop using them nowadays, but every time I see them, they do bring a smile to me. As long as they're not abused. I feel like when move blocks are used correctly, they are very good blocks. Anyways, let's avoid these mines and go swimming. Now, we could bump these bricks, but I feel like, considering I have the super jump tool, I might do something a bit funny. Oh god, I do miss glitches. Anyways, let's keep moving. And we'll push this down and head to the finish line. Beautiful. Cretaceous Race by MKL. Now, I feel like I've started to notice a pattern with these campaign levels where for some reason the second level is always like these type of speed levels. It seems to be a very common tradition. I have picked up on it before, but I'm not too sure if it's intentional or not. Anyways, let's keep dashing through. Lovely art, by the way. I like the vibe of this level. I actually don't know what the theme of this level is supposed to be. I'm assuming the whole campaign does have like a timeline where it starts from like the Big Bang. Oh yeah, dinosaurs. Oh my goodness, look at that dinosaur. I really love, look at all the detail in the teeth as well. I really love this drawing. Spectacular job from MKL. Now let's keep pushing forward. Oh yeah, let's break these crumble blocks as well. And then we are outside. We still want to go underneath this water. Or underneath this land, into the water. Go up the trees. And head to the finish line. Dashing our way. We've got another sunset. And we have got another feature from Super. I didn't even realize that, but apparently he's done the art for this level as well, which is pretty cool. The Stone Age by Shadow Z. Oh, this one's taking a bit longer to load, but we got there in the end. Alright. Shadow Z is another creator which I quite like a lot. I think he has a lot of levels that are really interesting, they're really fun, and this one is absolutely no exception. I think this gameplay is quite fun, just to race around, and of course we have items as well. So it definitely does promote a lot of fighting type gameplay with stuff like swords. I don't know. I actually don't know what items are in this, but anyways, look at this caveman. He is absolutely chilling. So we're definitely at like the caveman era of this time period of this campaign. So it definitely is kind of going in chronological order. Also, those bricks are really cool. I don't know if we'll get to see more of them. You see a little bit there. We've got a torch light in the area. I'm gonna break these with the break the crumble blocks with the sword, and we're gonna keep moving down. And we're gonna be climbing these vanish blocks. Very cool art. Looks like I'm not too sure what. I think it's supposed to be a bird. It's a very cool bird. So we're gonna make our way down. And I think this is, I think this is another level people used to race on a lot because of the fact that you can collect the hats towards the end. I feel like a lot of people were interested in levels like that. But yeah, we're just gonna finish off and move on to the next level of the campaign. Alright, next we have Flummox by Light to Shine. This is, it kind of gives me a similar vibe to Evacuation in that it's just kind of all over the place, but not as like in a bad way. I feel like you can kind of tell what to do in this level. It doesn't seem confusing, which is good. I think this level is pretty good. I do like this level. I think like compact is probably the correct word. I think a lot of the gameplay is very packed in, and I mean at the same time it does quite a good job of telling you what to do, and it's quite easy to figure out, I think. So it's definitely not a hard level. I think it belongs in the 4th slot of the campaign. But I think it's quite fun. I like the gameplay. I feel like it's definitely more like of a puzzle level than other levels that you see, and I quite like that. I think a lot of these levels tend to be more for racing, where Evacuation and this level kind of focus on being a bit more of a puzzle, and you have to think a bit more about the gameplay, and I think that's good. I think a lot more levels should be like that, or at least more campaign levels, because I think it does really offer the true potential of platform racing too. There's a lot of variety in this game. You can really create anything, and I think Flummox is a good indication of that. Anyways, let's make our way through here, and we're gonna teleport and finish off. And by the way, I do love the look of these trees and the moonlight as well. I'm not too sure what the theme of in terms of the timeline campaign. I'm not too sure like what time period this would actually be in. I always, considering the castle, I thought it would be like a Gothic era, but I don't actually know whereabouts that would put me. But regardless, I do really like this level. I think it's quite a hidden gem in the campaign, to be honest. Moving on, we have Gold Rush by MKL. Another level by MKL. He's already made Cretaceous Race. Now we are playing Gold Rush. I'm actually not too sure what the Gold Rush era was. It definitely was a timeline, but I'm not exactly too sure. I'm assuming it would be like Wild West era, maybe like in the 17 or 1800s. So it's definitely kind of moving on towards present day the more we move on into this campaign. Anyways, let's swim our way through this level. And lovely grass, by the way. I do like the little flowers as well. And we've got a little wooden wagon here, which is very telling of the times. Let's keep moving upwards. Go over the tree. And let's go... Is there anything here? No, it's just nets. Let's go down here. Get an item. And we've got little torches to light the way for us. Going to be jumping over here so we don't fall into the lava. And make our way down this cave. Let's get a speed burst. And looks like we're going to be going through the water still. So let's dash through. And make our way to the gold. Look at that shading, it's really nice. Beautiful artwork, love this level. This level is a little bit on the shorter end, but this art is absolutely fabulous. Look at that. Now, I did see something here. You can't continue without the propeller hat. I didn't even notice this was here. Warning, this might take a few seconds to load. This one's dedicated to Darth Vader. Look at this art! Oh my goodness. So much going on, but it's just beautiful. So any level by Darth Vader, and it's also promoting Newbie Space by Dangerfin. Beautiful levels. I do enjoy all these. And Dino Run Fun by Eugene Judo. All these levels are really good. I've played them before, and I will say they are fabulous. What's the one? Castle Maze by Void Mega. I can't say I've played that one before, but look at this ocean. Oh my goodness, so much shading in this level. And I've even paid attention to like the stuff in the foreground as well, like all these like blasts. It just makes the level so chaotic, and it just has a really good vibe to it. Anyways, let's power through. Whoosh. Going down here. Oh, keep holding right. And should we go all the way up here? And it says we'll have to jump, so... Oh, I don't think I was supposed to do that, but... Looks like we're taking the shortcut anyways. And we finish off. I like Arzif's signature, by the way. I think that's his signature with the A. It's quite unique. I've definitely seen other creators have a signature, but I think Arzif is a very unique one. I do like it a lot. Next, we have Cavernous by Justin Bob 100. I'm gonna be real, I'm surprised it took this long to have a Justin Bob level featured. Maybe this is when he first came into the community. Maybe he's been playing for a while, I don't know, but... Well, like, especially when this campaign was released, but I feel like this level is very... It does a good description of what Justin Bob's levels are truly like. So it's telling us to find the diamonds. I feel like this level is closer to present day in terms of the timeline campaign. I'm not too sure what Under Fire would be, but... Anyways, let's just go through this cavern. We see some glowing eyes in the distance. I really like the use of the layers to show how deep the cavern can go. Just keep moving through. I like the use of the dash blocks. They don't like lead to anywhere unpredictable. Like they don't lead you straight into mines. There's definitely like some thinking that's gone on the placement of these objects. Making our way through. Let's get these happy blocks. And we're going to be dashing through. More speed. Oh, going up here. It's a really fun level. I'm enjoying this gameplay a lot, I can't lie. More eyes. We just keep moving forward. Let's fall down here. And there we go, we found the diamonds. And we finish off in the cave. I really like the level. I do enjoy levels that use the arrow blocks a lot, and this one is definitely no exception. Really fun. Moving on to the 8th level, we have Smog by K-Wing. Now this is the first level that is an objective level. So objective levels, there are multiple finished blocks, and you have to collect them all. Pretty good concept, honestly. And I think this level does have a lot of cool, more recent features, like especially the eggs. I feel like alien eggs are quite new for people who are a bit more old school. I don't know how new they are, but maybe, I want to say 2013. I might be wrong. I'm not too sure when they came out. Might be a lot older. So, I think for those who don't know K-Wing, K-Wing's quite... I think I would describe him as a thrust creator. And for those who don't know what thrusts are short, it's a short for frustration levels. Frustration levels are pretty much like the most difficult platform racing 2 levels you could play. It's just putting the gameplay, or putting your skill of this game to the test by making incredibly hard gameplay. And although this is a lot easier of K-Wing's other levels. It does kind of have a bit of difficulty to it. I mean, it is the 8th level after all, so I'm not too surprised that it is still quite difficult, but I think just bringing up K-Wing makes me want to bring up the iconic first level Depression as well, which is, I think, was one of my first introduction to first levels, apart from like the casual ones that you'd see in the newest tab. But Depression is probably one of my favorite first levels. I don't know if I've completed the proper version, but I think there is like some point where I want to play it again. So if anyone would be interested in me trying to complete a first level, I would definitely be down for another YouTube video on it. Anyways, I know I haven't really talked much about this level, but I think the level really does tell for itself. I really do want to bring this part up. Like, the fact that this is, like, animated is insane. This is absolutely crazy, and it does really sell, like, the futuristic theme of this level. But, yeah, I have, like, other than that, this level is gorgeous, and I absolutely love the art of it. Let me just go back. Especially this section here, if I just... Like, where did I see it? It was like a really cool vehicle of some sort. Like a flying vehicle. Oh yeah, here. I love this little flying car here. It's so cool. And it has like lots of other cool stuff like the clouds and robot arms. The art is just it's kind of just going crazy, but that's what I kind of like about this level. It's very unique. Topping off the timeline campaign, we have Apocalypse by Divinity. This level is hard. When I said Redemption was hard, this level is a lot harder. This level is the meaning of hard. I think with Redemption, you can, after a few times practicing, you know what you're doing. I feel like, this level is kind of the same as well, but you can just tell the difficulty keeps bumping up after every campaign level. But it does offer a very appealing thief hat. So, for those who are willing to put the time in to beat this level, it is definitely a satisfying reward. Let's keep pushing through. Unfortunately, I don't need the hat anymore, but I think even without needing the hat, this level is still really fun to play. So we'll try and push through and make it towards the end. Hopefully we don't get stuck in too many sections. It has been a while since I've last played this. I don't want to be getting stuck in... I don't want to run out of time, essentially. But I think we should be alright. So we're just going to be swimming through this section. It's a little bit tricky, but... Oh, okay, actually did fail that bit. But luckily, instead of going all the way back to the start, we're just going there, which is not too bad of a time loss. Alright, we got the super jump here, which can be a bit tricky. And it is showing. I'm not too sure how many attempts this will take me. Okay, there we go. It's definitely a thin gap that you have to go through, but once you got it, it should be fine. Also, I haven't brought it up yet, but obviously the art in this level is gorgeous. Look at these planets. I'm not too sure what's happening to it. It might be getting obliterated right now, but it still looks very beautiful. And we're going to be seeing more of them. Like, look at this red planet here. The shading is gorgeous. Now, I think I'm going to need another jetpack, so I'm just going to go here and get another one. Oh, okay. Should probably be taking my time a little bit. There we go. Okay, there we go. gonna glitch through here. And we have another quite tough section of the course, I would say. Which is this bit. It's definitely difficult to do this part without hitting the mines. But I don't think we're doing too bad at the moment. There we go. Now this section, we want to push the blocks upwards. And I think if you've played this level before, then you probably know about the case of racing against other players and them pushing the blocks down as you do all the hard work. It is... Honestly, if there's like a level that has like the most fights going on inside it, imagine doing all that work and then just pushing them down as someone escapes. And then it's just so evil. I can imagine people losing many friends because of this. But luckily it's only myself, so I don't need to worry about other racers doing that to me. Anyways, let's move on. Avoid the water. And go through the vanish block. Let's make our way down here. I'm gonna take our time a little bit. And see if we can make this. There we go. Make sure we avoid the nets. There we go. Now we're onto the final stretch. This is probably the hardest part of the level, I would say. And where a lot of people tend to struggle the most. So, what I normally do in this section, I think what you're normally supposed to do is... I have no idea, actually. I don't even know what you're supposed to do on the original path, because I actually take the shortcut. So the shortcut... Well, I'm assuming you're just supposed to jump on, like, these, but they are quite tricky. What I just end up doing is, I hit 2 vanish blocks, jump on the third, and then it just shoots me all the way up here. It's a very good shortcut if you're not too sure on how to beat this level. So we're just gonna keep hitting this crumble block and make our way, make sure we don't get stuck. There we go. Now, for this section, I intentionally hit the mine. For some reason, the mine just shoots you that way, so it's like, no-brainer personally. And we're gonna make our way up this little thing. And we're gonna super jump to the finish. And bam, takes us 6 minutes. More cool art. I do like the moon in the background, but yeah, this is Apocalypse. It's a very tough level, but I think once you've got the hang of it, you do have like a lot of time to spare. The game, the time for this game or this level is very forgiving. Making our way to the last campaign, the legendary campaign, we have Journey to Fred by Ride Pony Ride. We have some very cool, very like desert-y themed campaign level. I'm gonna make sure we don't run into those stat blocks. Tell us to bump for an item and press space. So we got a gun there. I think if you had a jetpack, you could actually just completely skip these nets. But we're just gonna make our way down into the water. Let's go up here and dodge all these mines. Oh, there we go. Go through the vanish blocks, and we're gonna push these push blocks. Go down here, and oh my goodness, is that what I think it is? It's Fred's home, and he's wearing a sombrero. Oh my goodness, we have reached Fred's natural habitat. Makes so much more sense, actually. Like, I feel like Fred does belong in a desert, so this is definitely the perfect home for him. But yeah, I really love this level. Nice art. Very good tutorial level. It does what it needs to do, honestly. We have our second and last campaign objective level, The Islands in the Sky by Southwind. Let's make our way through. Some cool arrow blocks, kind of telling us where to go. And we're gonna make our way. We're gonna make sure we don't run into any mines. Some cool water droplets. And we're gonna run into the first finish block. Or maybe not, I guess I somehow avoided that. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, let's keep going up. It started to snow now, so the floor's gotten a bit icy, but nothing too difficult. Just gonna make our way through the cave and try and avoid these mines. They've been placed in very cheeky spots, so we don't want to hit them. Instead, we want to break these bricks and go into the tree. Let's go on top. They've replaced the tree with vanish blocks, which is always a good idea. I like it when people use the vanish blocks to represent some of the same color, like what Zero Star did with Mario Bros. Anyways, let's go through here. We've hit another one, and look at this. So instead of blocks being here, we're gonna be jumping on clouds. So it's quite a cool concept. I like this. I'm not too sure if other levels that we've played before have done that concept. I think there's some levels that have done that, but I like the use of the layer 0, I think it's called. So really nice. Still some more mines to avoid, and we're gonna make our way down the cave and hit the finish block, hopefully. And there we go. Really nice level. Okay, I wasn't really sure how to play this level on my own, but I feel like it needs to have an introduction regardless. So this is Deathmatch by The Fastest of All, and we have some cool gladiator helmet art there. I think this level is quite iconic, to be honest. This is definitely a level a lot of people have played, and I feel like there should be more deathmatch levels, to be honest. I think, especially in the campaign, I feel like this being the only one doesn't do justice of how amazing deathmatch levels can be. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is still a really fun level. Like, if you had other people in this level, it would be incredibly fun. But I have definitely seen some other levels out there, other deathmatch levels, which have some amazing theming. I know, like, Tintin's got, or Shipwrecked, I'm not too sure. I know Tintin's got, like, some really good deathmatch levels, like, on a ship, which are absolutely amazing, that you should be sure to check out. But other than this, I think this one's still pretty good. I think the spots are quite simple, but for a deathmatch level, I think this is really fun, and with some other players, it can definitely get a bit chaotic. So, yeah, let's move on to the next level. Alright, next we have Mount Magma by Super Trinity. And you know what I said about the second level always being like a speed level? Well, apart from the islands in the sky, I guess that was a bit of an exception. I feel like for some reason the fourth level always seems to be a bit more of a puzzle level, because I feel like this has more influence to other fourth place puzzle levels like Evacuation and Flummox. And this one's not really an exception. I feel like this definitely has a similar vibe. I think this one's quite easy to read. I don't think it's too hard to get lost in this level. The gameplay is very forgiving and very simple. And the art is very well drawn as well. I think it complements the level a lot. Anyways, let's make our way through. Gonna be hitting some of these rotating blocks. I like the fireballs in the foreground. We're gonna make sure we don't hit that mine. And that one either. Let's make our way to the next rotate block. I like the use of rotate blocks. I feel like some people or some creators are quite scared to use them because they completely change how levels work, essentially. But I think if they're well used in like they are in this level, then it can be pretty fun. Anyways, let's make sure we don't hit the mines. Let's get the right height for the jump. Unfortunately, we did end up hitting one, but we got a hat back straight away, which is fine. We're gonna jump through here. And keep rotating. Let's keep going up. Let's hit this. And I think we're gonna hit one more rotate block. And gonna finish off at the tip of the volcano. Really cool. I think I do like the style of this art a lot. It just looks simple and easy to read. And I think the artist I think Super Trinity did a really good job making this level. Alright, moving on. We have Yoshi's Island by AlphaZ. Or AlphaZ. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. But he is, I think, if I'm right in saying this, he is the highest level in the game. He is rank 81. Let me just double check that out, actually. He is rank 81. That is quite something to behold. Oh my goodness. Anyways, this level does an amazing job of capturing the art style of Yoshi's Island. I think Yoshi's Island is already like quite a significant art style compared to any other games out there, but I think AlphaZ has done an amazing job of just capturing it. It's so cool. I love this level for it. And the gameplay is actually really fun as well. So we're going to be going through this water section here. And look at that mountain. Really gorgeous. The cave as well is done really nicely. And of course, you can't forget the Yoshi Island arrows. Like, look at that shading. It's so nice. We're going to be going through a pipe. And we've got I actually don't know the names of these characters, but we've got the seagulls and the flower, and we have the title itself. Some cool balloons with the smiley face. And it looks like we're going to be going through these clouds and making our way to another pipe, which should lead us to the finish. I remember going through that pipe and just like kind of looking at it, just hoping that I'd like jump and make it to the finish line. Sometimes you jump too early or too late and you don't hit it, but we got a bit lucky there and we actually made it, which is good. Exterminator by Divinity. Now, of course, Divinity made Apocalypse, which is an amazing level. This is, I mean, this is, I would say, just as amazing. This is quite something to behold. I feel like this is on the same level of silliness as Malfunction, maybe even sillier, I can't lie. I just saw a flying pig, but I don't even know what to make of that. But anyway, let's keep moving on. We have a jelly bean moving across, and we have Poozy the Pickle shooting a gun. Anyways, let's make our way through the water. It's very interesting. The concept is... I think the art probably tells more of the story than the actual gameplay does. Or maybe there isn't even a story to this. Maybe it's just kind of a wild... a wild adventure with some wacky characters. I think we've got Sans up here on the bike. So it's just like going through down here. Make sure we don't hit the mines. I think there's some mines here, yeah. So we're just going to try and jump over them. I don't think I've ever done this section without hitting a mine. I'm like, every time I like do this section, I always hit the mine. But it's okay. We're just going to be shooting our way through. Let's get another gun. There's swords in this, or is it just guns? Anyways, let's move up. Keep it sliding. I think sliding is another person in the community, but I don't really know them too well. Anyways, I'm gonna be swimming. I'm gonna try and swim up all the way. And we see Pickle Poozy again. Wasn't that legendary? That was definitely a legendary level for the legendary campaign. I think that's all the context I need for this level, to be honest. I think it makes a lot more sense now that that's brought up. Next, we have XP Grind Free by Arcanine or I'm assuming that's how you pronounce his name, Arcanine. This is a level everyone used to play. If this campaign was on, this would be the level everyone was on. This is like the peak. This was pretty much the Lightspeed 2 of the Legendary campaign. Also, I'm just gonna go the slow way. There's definitely a lot of shortcuts, but I don't really know them too well. So this is pretty much another racing level where you're pretty much fighting for all the XP hats at the end. I mean, it makes sense. XP Grand Free, like it's pretty much people's way of simming, but without it being boring. Like, there's actually some sort of reason to be playing this. Some sort of reward. Anyways, let's try and make our way through the level. I do love the gameplay. I'm not too sure how to describe it, but there's like a lot of risk v reward situations in this level, which you don't really get from other levels, I would say. Like, there's definitely a lot of shortcuts, but if you take too long on the shortcuts, they don't become shortcuts anymore. Make our way down. I also like the checkered pattern of the ice and the silver blocks as well. So, can we make this? I'm not too sure how hard this is actually going to be. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. So, like, you can tell that there's, like, top paths you can use as, like, long ways. Or you could just take the shortcut and just hope that you're good enough to do it faster than the slower way. And we are approaching the end. Obviously, we're going to be the first one, so we're going to hit the mine first. And we're going to take all the XP hats. It tells us don't take Santa hats. Luckily, we don't have anyone with Santa hats, or especially me. And bam! The good thing about this level is, even if you do finish with the XP hat, it still gets taken away from you, so the next player can take it, and the next player after that. So it's better than Lightspeed 2 in that aspect, where like the winner just takes all the hats. You can still finish with the hats, and it's quite rewarding. RVB, A Colonel's Sacrifice by MF Eclipse. This is quite a story. I'm not too sure if I'm going to read through all of this, but I'll see what I can try and make off it. So it looks like we're on the red team and we're trying to find Colonel Wilkins, who has lost contact with the other teammates, I guess. So let's see if we can find him. Okay, so we're on a vehicle. Really nice art, by the way. The troops are on the second floor. Let's see if we can find them. Oh yeah, they are definitely our troops. Oh my goodness, what an absolute bloodshed. And we got the Juggernaut here, oh my goodness, look at him. Making our way down. Oh, luckily we didn't hit any mines. Oh my god, we got the chopper as well. He was just dodging all the bullets. This is a very crazy level. So it looks like we're infiltrating the blue team, trying to dodge all their bullets. Making our way up the tower. Use the AA gun to take out the chopper. Let's see if we can... Okay, looks like we're doing that. I'm not too sure what's actually happening here. Are they like... Is he surrendering? I've never really thought about that, but I guess that makes more sense. Anyways, let's keep pushing through the level. Hostiles on radar. So, I mean, I've already got a gun, so I guess I can just shoot through here. We've got more bullets that we're dodging. Making our way through up here. I'm going down. Oh no! Is this Colonel Wilkins? He says he's done here and the objective's complete. Take care, Wilkins. I'll meet you on the other side, bro. Ooh, I do love this effect, by the way, where like the explosions, it feels like you're like concussed, and just everything just feels so slow. And God, they've actually captured the essence of this really well. Like, look at this, it's so cool. And it's telling us to stay awake. We're gonna try not to pass out, but I'm not too sure how it ends. Doesn't seem too promising, but nevertheless, an absolutely fabulous level. The art is gorgeous, and the story as well. I do really love levels that tell a story, and this is no exception. I think there's a lot of other RVB levels as well, so definitely be sure to check those out. Finally, we have reached the last level of today's video. The Legend by Nerdy. A very, very iconic level that I think a lot of people have struggled with. I think, considering that it's an XP hat upgrade, this is definitely a level a lot of people want to be playing. XP hat is probably everyone's favorite hat. Probably not everyone's, but a lot of people's favorite hat. And considering that like this level gives an upgrade for it, definitely one that people want to play a lot. So, is this level hard? Yes. I think it's kind of deceiving. Like, you wouldn't think the level's that hard when you first play levels. Like, oh, it's just a few jumping gameplay, nothing too hard. Once you start reaching the end of this level, the difficulty starts to increase a lot. I'm not actually too sure where it would be in terms of difficulty of all the campaign last levels. Is it harder than Apocalypse? I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think it could be, but I'm not too sure. Anyways, let's try and make our way through this level. We've barely just got enough jump to make that. And let's make our way up here. And let's try and glitch through that. There we go. Now, there is quite a big shortcut in this level with the Santa hat where you can pretty much just skip most of the level, but I mean, what's the fun in that, you know? I want to play this level. It's in its full. Just to share with everyone, of course. If this was a speedrun, however, then of course anything goes. I like the use of the number 19 being in the Vanish blocks. Of course, I actually don't know how many levels there are of this, but they have separated the levels into numbers. So this is a 20 run now. And I think you can like spot the difficulty is kind of just increasing bit by bit. So we're on 21 now, which is just skipping this. We're gonna walk through here. And the gameplay is slowly turning a bit frosty. You can kind of get a little glimpse of what Thrust gameplay is kind of like through this level. But I think after playing this level already, I think I can confidently say it probably is harder than Apocalypse. I think, like, we're only halfway, I don't even know if we're halfway through the level actually, and it's already kind of ramping up in difficulty a lot, so let's just keep pushing through. I'm on level 28 now. I'm going to glitch through here. We already made it, but I guess I have to do it again. So walk through here and dodge the nets. Actually, I'm just gonna try and get on top of this, just so I have a safe place. Okay, there we go. Ah, I was hoping I'd make that section without hitting any mines, but I mean, it is a difficult section after all. I shouldn't be too surprised. Alright. Okay, we're not doing too bad of a job, honestly. I think we're making some good progress at the moment. Alright, let's keep going up. And this is probably the first section that I generally get stuck on quite a bit. I just gotta make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Okay, actually no, that's fine. I don't know if it's because I have like a higher jump, but I remember getting stuck on that section quite a bit and I wasn't too sure how to beat it, but luckily we just did it correctly there. I think everything else in this level should be okay, but there still is some gameplay elements that can be quite difficult, so... I mean, we should be fine. Ooh, just barely didn't make that. Okay, there we go. I remember a lot of people getting stuck on this section, but once you like learn how to tap very short, like just do very small taps, it can be quite easy. Or if you just use the down arrow as well as you jump in. Okay, there we go. Very tight gameplay we're working with now. I think a lot of people have struggled with this level. I think it's got quite a lot of plays as well because of it, or because people just love playing this level. They just want to keep playing with other people on it. Ooh, okay. So you need to like get the edge of that net, which is kind of difficult to be honest. You need to hit the block. I don't really like the arrow block. You need to like touch it before you touch the net. It's like really nitpicky. Okay, there we go. That took way longer than it should have. Okay, now we've got like our first 3 what would you call that? Like the head glitch, the 3 block head glitch. But we kind of just did it first try, so it actually wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Okay, we're gonna make sure we like hit the middle one. You wanna hit the middle one and then do that, yeah. That's how you pass that section. Right, now we're gonna be doing some falling. Okay, nice, we did that first try. I'm just gonna, for this one, I just like kind of run and hope. I just do like 2 taps to a 1. Oh, I can't even tap. Like that. I just kind of do 2 taps and wing it. It's a very difficult section. Luckily it didn't take us too long to pass. This is also quite hard as well. You gotta get the right height for the super jump. There we go. And then you have to hold the jump and hold down and left. There we go. Also, let me know if you guys have beaten this level in the comments. I think this is definitely one of the hardest levels. No, it is the hardest campaign level, like without a doubt. And I think if you guys have beaten it, then it definitely should be recognized. I think it's a very impressive level if you have beaten it. Unless you are like a veteran at the game and have beaten levels a lot harder than this. There we go. I think if you're a casual and you've beaten this level, well, I say casual, like, yeah, you just played the game for fun. Yet you weren't really like invested in the community as much. You just enjoyed the game for what it was, and you've beaten this level. I think, you know, kudos to you guys. It's a very big accomplishment, I would say. Okay, there we go. Nice. Okay, we're on the final level of the, well, the bottom level. This is probably the hard. Actually, is it the hardest? I feel like bits before this section were quite hard, or harder like than this. So we want to hit like the top of this too, and then we want to like land here, and then we want to make sure just get to here, and then we want to do that. Okay. I remember a lot of people getting stuck on this, but once you know what to do, it's quite easy. So you how do I even describe it? You just don't run into like the bottom, like where you're standing. You just like kind of jump and keep hitting the top and the left. Once you've like figured out the pattern, it's quite easy to work with. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. Okay, nice. And then we can just walk through here. There we go. And I think that's it. I think we've finished the level. So, overall, it's, Let me just try and finish this. There we go. Overall, it is a tough level, but I think I like the fact that it has a lot going on. I think, you know, it doesn't really have any boring gameplay. I mean, it definitely does have some frustrating gameplay at some sections, but I think for an overall level, I think it is a good way to finish the campaign. It has like the difficulty of a final level, you know, and it's definitely got some replay value as well. I definitely enjoy playing this every now and again. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. If you'd like to see any more videos, I do plan on making some more content. I especially want to try and do some creator dives. There's some creators out there who've made some amazing levels, and I really just want to start showcasing them. I also want to like start showcasing other cool stuff, like maybe traps, maybe thrusts. You know, there's a lot of content to be held in this game, and I kind of want to try and show off as much as I can. So if you're interested in more stuff like that, then please subscribe or like the video or do whatever. You know what to do. But yeah, that's it from me. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.